Battle of Alberta for the first time in over 30 years. Like, boy, you would think this would have happened more often. So, I mean, whatever happens, this is going to be a hell of a couple of weeks here going on. So thanks for coming in and showing your allegiances, guys.
You're welcome.
You can, like Bob Marley said, Corey, it's time to stir the pot, and you see CBC offering trauma support. I think Oilers fans are going to need some trauma support after Calgary runs them over in this series. I predicted five games, such as Dave also predicted it in 5, but we even got Wayne Gretzky's support. Gretzky took to Twitter and saying that Calgary is his pick. Ryan, I know you'll bleed orange after the series. What are your thoughts on Mike Smith, and do you think he can hold the crease?
So go ahead there, Lee. I know he's jumped in on you there, and you're at a disadvantage already with that Northern team there. But
no, not at all. No, we're on a permanent power play. We're going to keep winning like we always did. I don't even know if Arthur was alive the last time these two teams played, but just a reminder, 1991, the Flames were up 3-0, and then Mike Vernon pulled his best sieve ever. I mean, Esa Tikkanen took a shot from the blue line, went right through his legs, and then it just went all downhill from there. So Mike Smith's going to be awesome. He's going to take all the shots that Calgary can throw at him and yawn in between them. It's going to be amazing. It really is. It's going to be a spectacle to behold. And I can't wait to see this. It's fantastic. All the fans are going to love it. The enthusiasm is going to be out of this world. And it's really too bad that there's going to be a close encounter of the Oiler kind that's just coming in. Yes, they spotted it now. So, Arthur, I don't know what the counseling's like over there on the Rock, but you might need some.
Well, it sounds like, we got somebody who's kind of living in the past, though. I mean, you're bringing up some really old names. As you said, Arthur might not even be around. So we got some assets with that Flames team this year. Why do you actually, Lee, though, you didn't get your prediction. How many games do you think this is going to take, whichever way it may go?
I think it's going to be a Game 7, and boy, are Calgary going to be disappointed when they lose at that point. It's going to be so devastating. Quite satisfying for me, but devastating for them. It'll be 1991 all over again. What's old will be new.
Okay, well, let's bring Arthur in to give the thoughts. So what assets do you think the Flames have in their arsenal to avoid having 1991 all over again?
For the record, I was alive in 1991. I'm almost 40 years old, but I think the biggest asset that they have is the Calgary fans, and Edmonton fans are great fans, but they don't have the red blood that the Calgary Flames thrive on. And they got a great lineup. They got Johnny Hockey, Keith Tkachuk. We even see Brady Tkachuk in the stands cheering for his older brother, and I got Alf here behind me. He's going to challenge Brady to be the biggest Calgary Flames super fan. But I think the series is going to be a tough one. We're going to see Marian Lucic, and I think he's going to drop the gloves with Zach Kassian if he doesn't do it with Tkachuk first. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, man, Zach Kassian will beat him. There'll be a coffee in one hand and a naked fist in the other. There'll be fists of fury. Bruce Lee will be cheering from somewhere in the beyond. Can't wait.
I imagine it is going to be a pretty physical series. I mean, if we looked at the Dallas one as a history of it, at least, they seem to kind of get it together towards the end because they had to realize that, we have to score goals rather than beat on these guys to win this. But there's probably going to be some fireworks before the end of this Calgary-Edmonton get together, huh?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the first game, it's going to be there. By the 7th game, I don't know. I mean, I just saw an article where they're calling up like about 6 different Oilers to be on the team that are, the spare tires. So I think they're ready. Boy, if there's ejections or whatever, we'll just call upon the endless depth that this team has because, that's what an oil rig has. You can just keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper. There's always more there. Whereas, as shown by the little mascot over there in Newfoundland, Alfie, he looks like a pirate. So the Flames have to steal a win. They can't really earn it.
Elf is actually here in Alberta. We're located in northern Alberta in Bonnyville. But Ryan, I think Calgary is going to win because Markstrom is going to steal the series. He has the agility. Mike Smith's washed up. You Oilers fans can cry right now, but we got the experience too of Daryl Sutter, and Sutter has a plan for Edmonton. He's going to roll the four lines, and I don't think that Edmonton has the patience to beat Calgary.
Well, so, I mean, both of you guys, I'll start, I see Lee was a little presumptuous there with the perhaps guessing by Arthur might have a bit of an accent, but all the same, we're going to get that trauma counseling for the Western Standard staff soon, as I was saying before the show started. But you're up at Bonnyville. That's kind of a divided area. I mean, you're going to have a lot of Edmonton fans up there when you go to the bar to watch these games. But I imagine there'll be a number of Flames fans going too. I've had tipped back one or two in Bonnyville bars in past times when I was in the oil field. They can get pretty rowdy. I imagine there's going to be some lively sports nights going on up there.
Yeah, they got I'll give a shout out to the Players Lounge. You want to go watch hockey, Players Lounge is the place to do it in Bonnyville. There'll also be a few Newfoundlanders there, I'm sure of it. But it's a great hockey town that we have here. It is divided. I mean, Alberta is already divided enough, but it's just about to get a little bit more separated with the Flames and the Oilers in the Battle of Alberta, which I can't wait for.
Well, and I'll toss a bone to Lee because he's out in Saskatchewan, but they do have, and I know some Calgarians are going to get mad at me for it, but they got the best football fans in Canada out there. But it's also a province that hasn't had an NHL team, so they if they're going to pick their winners and losers, they got to look to Alberta or elsewhere, especially now that this is the last of the Canadian teams. Are there going to be some divided sports bars and some lively nights out there where you're at, Lee?
I think there will be, out here in Saskatchewan, we pick our teams and the Flames fans pick their nose. Really sorry to be assuming over there where you were. I forgot the old acronym for SINCRUDE, so you Newfoundlanders can receive unemployment down east. But it's going to be really, really great. I can't wait to relish this victory and brag for it for maybe another 30 years. And, there have to be some deluded people in this world. We know them. They vote for the wrong political party. They have all kinds of things that we just not quite sure what's going on up here. And, that's fine. It gives you someone to gloat over when your team wins.
Geez, I guess we're going to have to watch it if we get you guys into the newsroom at the same time. Never mind the bars and such.
I'm ready for the steel cage match.
I got a thick skin like a codfish, Corey, and his down into the Flames don't bother me because in 5 games we're going to be celebrating on the Red Mile at the Saddle Dome in Calgary. And Ryan, you can just go back to watching football. You got the Gretzky though. Yeah, just go back to watching football, Ryan, because the Flames are going to be victorious, and I'm sure of it.
Well, we'll see. There's quite some, a good split going on here. Once we have game 1 under the belt, we might have a better idea. But before we close things out, I see Lee is invested in a lot of talismans and things he think will help him along, from the coffee mugs to the dolls. But, it's going to take more than that, I think, to pull this off. But in closing, give a couple minutes as to why, Lee, you feel that the Oilers are going to manage to pull this off.
Well, they usually do. I mean, even in '86, we felt so bad for you. We just had to score the goal on ourselves. And then 14 years later, give you Steve Smith and Grant Fuhr as our very belated sloppy seconds. We've always been the better team. It's been very frustrating for Calgary. They have a lot of envy over this. It's really too bad. There's lots of wonderful things to love about Calgary, just not their own team when it comes to a confrontation with Edmonton. So, no, this isn't a talisman. This is a nice little mug here that will be full of Flames tears. And I don't know, maybe a Flames tear would kind of sizzle, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be real salty and nice, kind of like the Newfoundland waters in just a couple of weeks.
Well, and I don't know, Flames often burn oil, but is it okay? So we'll let Arthur close up there on his case for the Flames here.
My case for the Flames, Corey, is they got sheer determination and grit. They had the best record in 82 games this season, and I think they're going to prevail versus the Oilers. He can have his cup and all his fancy memorabilia, but Ryan, money doesn't buy happiness, and it's not going to buy an Oilers a win. So. In 5 games, like I said, we'll have this conversation again, and you can tell me I'm right.
That's great. But I mean, all in all, it's going to be a hell of a series. Everybody's looking forward to it. It's going to be really fun to watch this go. I kind of, I'm rooting for the Flames, I got to admit, but all the same, I hope it goes to Game 7, as the other prediction was, just to make the most out of this battle, and such a great matchup going on. So. I thank you both for coming on for writing to the Standard to give your points of view. I'm sure that one of you is going to be writing, or probably just kind of ducking and keeping a little profile after the series, and one of you might chirp up a couple of times afterwards. But time will tell, eh?
Well, we know what time's going to tell, but it's just fun to watch it all play out. And I'm not going to be a sore winner later. I'm going to be gracious to you. I'm just going to say, you know what, we've got some great consolation prizes for you, maybe a nice set of golf clubs and this sort of thing. And there's always next year, right?
The proof is in the pudding, Corey. And like I said, Mike Smith's not going to stop 60 shots a game. So we'll see what happens.